Hi guys, it's Elena from Financialdemics, where I give you the tips and tools to manage your money, increase your savings and your income, and decrease your debt. And today we are going to talk about how to budget using the 50-30-20 rule. So there is no one way to budget. Everybody does not have to budget a certain way. And so I have provided you with videos on how to create a spending plan and how to create a zero-based budget, which I will link them both down below. But this time I wanted to come to you with this 50-30-20 budget because I think it's a great budget if you are a beginner, because it's just based on percentages of your net income. So the amount of money that actually hits your bank account, comes home with you, however you want to think about it, you're going to break that amount up in percentages and have your expenses fit into those different percentages. So the 50-30-20 rule was first introduced by Elizabeth Warren and her daughter Amelia in the book All Your Worth. And it was basically presented as an easy way to manage your money. And I actually agree. I have tried it before. I think it's a great way to manage if you're a beginner budgeter. I currently don't budget that way, but there's nothing wrong with it. I just like to see stuff line by line. It's just the accountant in me. But if I feel that you are struggling with your budget or any type of way and I'm working with you, that's one of the options that we would actually talk about and see if that works easier for you. So let's break down the 50-30-20 budget. 50% of your take-home income should go to your needs. So those are items that you cannot live without. So of course, 30% goes to your wants. So those are the things that, you know, you could live without, but you just like it. 20% goes towards your savings and any extra debt repayments or financial goals that you have. So now that you know what each category is for the 50-30-20 budget, so now let's get into what fits inside those categories. 50% of needs. Those are the things that you need to live, right? Your four walls. So that includes rent, your utilities. If you have a vehicle, the cost to use that vehicle to get to work. So that even includes like your car payment, gas, insurance, things like that. It also includes groceries and your basic clothing needs. Because granted, we need clothes, right? But we don't necessarily need all of the clothes we have. Like some people are minimalist and I love them, are very frugal and they don't have a lot of clothes. But I can say for myself, I know that I probably have more clothes than I need in my closet. I definitely have more shoes than I need. Basic needs, like what are your basic needs? That's what it includes. All of your extra like clothing and stuff like that and shoes goes to wants. And another thing to mention that the needs category includes is your minimum debt payment. So if you're making the minimum payment on, say, your credit cards or the minimum payment on your student loans, then those are also included in the needs category. Now let's look at the wants category. So remember, that's 30% should be wants according to the rule. So in the wants category, that would include things like your cable, Netflix, Hulu, YouTube TV. It also includes things like, you know, getting your hair done, getting your nails done, pedicures, eating out, because you don't have to eat out. You could actually bring your lunch to work for lunch and you don't have to eat out with your friends. It will also include things that you like to do like travel. All of those things are wrapped up into your want. Also, when this book was written, it was talking about kind of like the unlimited text messaging on your phone. The way cell phone plans are set up now, those just come standard, right? I mean, I know there's other plans, but most people just go for the unlimited plan and it includes everything. So that your cell phone, if that's the only phone you have, that would be actually a need. Now, if you have like a house phone, then that would be a want. You see? But I know most people now have cell phones as their only means of communication, and so those become needs. And the last category is the 20%, and that goes towards your savings and debt repayment. So if you are saving for your emergency fund, you should have anywhere between 3 to 6 months is the standard. But at this point, I feel like, especially if you have like a more specialized job in a competitive industry, you may need anywhere from 6 to 12 months of emergency savings. This category is where you are putting that money away to save towards your emergency fund. If you have any other like goals that you're currently saving for, so like, you know, if you have like a wedding fund or retirement, and then definitely you want to have in this category if you are trying to pay off your debt. So if you have personal loans, if you want to make extra payments towards any personal loans, towards your credit cards, towards your student loans, towards your mortgage, this is the category to include those extra payments that you want to put towards those debts. And remember, when you're saving for your emergency fund, the amount should be based on your monthly living expenses. Not how much you think you spend, how much you actually spend living. Because a lot of people have a hard time cutting out those extras. Like I would want you to, but let's be realistic, you may not when the income is no longer coming in. So you definitely want to make sure that you are including your true living expenses. Now, depending on your goals, you may not want to do 20% for savings and debt repayment and 30% for wants. You could possibly switch those two categories. So if you want, you could do 20% for wants and then 30% for savings and debt repayment so that you can reach your goals a little bit quicker. So now that we have a clear understanding of what these percentages are and what is included in these different categories, let's do a quick example. Let's say that your take-home pay is $3,000 a month. So if you're based on the 50-30-20 rule, then you would have $1,500 that would go towards your needs each month. $900 would go towards your wants each month, and $600 would go towards your savings and debt repayment each month, for a total of the $3,000 that you actually get paid. If you are actually trying this method and you don't see that your numbers actually fit into the 50-30-20 plan, but it's something you really want to do, it's actually a good time to evaluate what you're actually spending money on and what can you reduce or to get into those categories, or how you can make more money to fit into those categories so that you are not extending yourself. As I mentioned earlier, there's no one size fits all to budgeting. If this is a method that works for you, then great. If not, then check out one of the other videos that I have below on budgeting to see which method works best for you. If budgeting using the 50-30-20 method is right for you, then grab my 50-30-20 budget template below. So in the comments, let me know, which way do you prefer to budget, or do you not budget at all, or are you still in the process of getting the hang of budgeting? I definitely would like to know so that I could create more videos to help you manage your money. And remember, when you start budgeting, it's not going to be right the first time. You need a few times to get the hang of it, to get it right. So don't get frustrated if it's not right the first time. You can improve as you continue to go on. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button and make sure you share it with your friends. If you're not subscribed, what are you waiting on? Please subscribe down below and click the notification bell so you do not miss another one of my uploads. And I will see you next week. Bye.